Lee Dowdall and Dr. Matt Dunn. After tragically losing their daughters to the disease, the fathers are working together to raise awareness and find a cure for the silent killer.
So here to share their stories are Dr. Matt Dunn and Lee Dowdall. How nice to see you. It's a very important day today.
Thanks, guys.
Matt, we're going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about your daughter Josie and what it was like getting the diagnosis. That was 2018. You would have had two hats, your doctor's hat and your dad hat on.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tragic day, of course. My wife's a general practitioner as well, and she could kind of sense the gravity of what was going on. I was probably much more optimistic about what was going to play out, and the devastating diagnosis of DIPG given by a colleague. And I was waiting for, okay, what are we going to do? And unfortunately for DIPG, the only treatment is palliative radiotherapy, and kids leave us within a year. So it was a tough day.
That's so horrible. You say you went into action mode instantly to process what was happening and find solutions for Josie, right? And this is how the research and the charity run DIPG began. Yeah,
That's
talk us
right.
through that.
Exactly. So even that evening, it was a Saturday evening in February, I was in contact with the world's leading DIPG researcher and clinician, and she was the first person to take some cells out of a patient and grow them in the lab, and she sent them straight to my lab at the University of Newcastle. And to fund the work that we were doing in real time for Josie, I started running with a couple of mates, very average middle-aged runners trying to run marathons, and that's where Run DIPG was born, and it's funded nearly $5 million worth of research since then.
Yeah, you guys are doing incredible work. Lee, this is where you came in, because you were put in touch with Dr. Matt after losing little Harper, which happened just before her 4th birthday. We're so sorry about that. How did meeting Matt help you through this sort of grief journey, I guess?
I think it was all about the hope. I think going through our journey with Harper and having DIPG and having all the resources tell you that there is no hope and there is no treatment options, 0% survival rate, it was very clear to us, I guess, what our fate was going to be. Meeting Matt, we met Matt after losing Harper, and even though that was the case, we felt hope instantly in meeting Matt. We felt hope that there was going to be potential treatment options for families in the future. And it made us also feel that Harper's journey wasn't in vain, in meeting Matt. And I guess we made an instant decision after meeting Matt, my wife and I, that we wanted to get behind his charity Run DIPG and set up our own.
Okay, guys, the strength sitting here today, we so appreciate it. 100 for Harper.
Yeah.
Doing great things. Tell us all about it.
Thank you. It's been an amazing thing. I guess it's grown year on year over the last 4 years. It's our major charity fundraiser. We do a 100-kilometre challenge that, in fact, your son competed in this year, which was absolutely phenomenal. It's a 100-kilometre challenge, essentially with 4 participants or 8 participants collating that 100 kilometres. So it's a gym leg, a run leg. Everyone gets together, and as I said, we started with a small team of 10 people doing a walk, which grew to 26 people in a gym leg the year later. And this year alone, we had just over 250 participants competing in our event.
Tell me this, Jai wanted me to do it with him next year. Is there a cheer squad section?
Absolutely.
Yes, okay,
Absolutely.
I'm in.
And we actually did have an enthusiast division this year where instead of having to do it with a team of 8, a team of 4, we actually can do that with a team of 8.
Great idea.
But a lot of camaraderie, and as intense as it looks on screen, there's actually, a beautiful connection with all the participants.
Matt, we need to talk about the work you're doing, and because this is all about fundraising, but the fundraising goes towards important research, because having a 0 survival rate is not good enough.
Unacceptable. Yeah, absolutely
unacceptable. So 6 years since you started your tirade against this disease, where are we at? What advances have you made?
We've started a clinical trial that's open in 36 hospitals around the world, and so far enrolled 137 patients. We've identified a number of new therapies for the disease that are being optimised in clinical trials, and now we're trying to work on how we can move these exciting therapies into a sequential treatment paradigm for a patient. So when they're diagnosed, they're not just given radiation, they're given a plan that we hope will lead to long-term positive outcomes.
Lee, what would you say to parents? We're kind of out of time, but we'd like to leave with this message. What would you say to parents who are going through this now?
It is isolating, but I think it's come a long way over the last 5 or 6 years with people like Matt that have done a lot of the background work. So I guess I would lean into charities. Matt's got an amazing website that talks a lot about the treatment options that are actually sort of taking place in the research. Lean into those around you, embrace the support.
Congratulations from turning heartbreak into something so positive. You can hear more about the incredible work that Run DIPG and 100 for Harper are doing. Head to our website for all the details and to find out how you can donate. And congratulations, you've received a big award today for the work you're doing in this space. Congratulations.
Thanks, Carly.
Thank you, guys. We really appreciate you coming.
Thank you both.
We'll be back.